We are now joined by number 9 from UFC. And we'll take our first set of questions from Jake Anderson with Kate Side Press.
Hey, how you doing, Neil? We can hear you loud and clear. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you loud and clear.
Good to see you, man. I want to jump right into the thick of things here. Mike Chiesa says this fight might not look pretty. Is that a statement that you're on board with? Is this going to turn into kind of a gritty, grinding fight to see who wants it more?
Oh, 100%. I mean, there's no other way for this fight to play out. I mean, Mike's a tough dude. He's well-rounded. He's good everywhere. So I definitely see this fight being a long, grueling fight, and it comes down to who's better conditioned and who wants it the most.
And, I believe earlier in the week you spoke about making Mike question being in there, and you kind of touched on it, but what's the key to make sure that happens?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, this is a very hard fight for me to go out there and lead people in, so to speak, because of how humble of a guy Mike is. So it's just like different cues for me to go out there and motivate myself. I know what I'm capable of. I know how much I can push the pace. I know how durable I am. So the idea is to go out there and just push myself to the point of exhaustion. If I can get myself there, I know for a fact he'll be done or cooked. So at this point, it's just a way for me to motivate myself and know what I'm capable of and going out there and making things happen.
This is one of those fights that feels like it could really produce, a new name for the title picture. And you've defeated 3 former champs in Lawler. Condit was an interim champ. Hendricks. If you get past Mike here, is it well past time we start hearing your name seriously in that title talk?
100%. I mean, I feel like a dominant win over Mike Chiesa puts me right there at the door of the top 5 of my division. So right now, I kind of like the pressure that's on me. I like the pressure of being the second main event of 2021. I like the pressure of like, hey, this might get you to the point of being in the top 5. So it's about me go out there and executing at this point. That's what I'm fully aware of, and that's what I want to go out there and do.
And I don't want to say now or never because it's kind of a drastic statement, and you're still only 33, but do you feel like this is the time to really go on a run and take a shot at the belt?
100%. I mean, at this point, I mean, who else do I have to blame at this point? I mean, I got myself to the top 5 a couple of times now and fell short at the top of the division. At this point, I'm like, all right, dude, it is now or never. Like, go out there and make it happen. There's no excuses. There's no holding back. There's no waiting for tomorrow. It's absolutely an opportunity for me to go out there and get things done.
And last one for me, I mean, there was talk of you being the backup if Khamzat or Edwards fell out. Obviously, that didn't happen, but just getting promoted to the main event and having fans back, how special is this moment for you?
That's exciting, man. I mean, it got, like kind of what I was saying earlier, it kind of raises the bar and kind of sets the stage for me to go out there and perform. That's what I fully intend on doing. So I'm definitely excited for it. I mean, I think it's been close to a year now since no fans. I was actually part of one of the last events last March with fans in there. So to be one of the guys to welcome the fans back, I'm super excited for that opportunity, and I definitely won't disappoint those guys.
All right. Well, best of luck this weekend. Or sorry, I should say midweek.
Yeah, midweek. Guys getting their morning coffee to tune in.
We'll take our next set of questions from Sumik Data with Sportskeeda.
Hey Neil, welcome back and hope you're doing well.
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm good myself, thank you. So on the back of a very successful 2020, you had 3 impressive wins, and the last one was obviously over a former champion in Robbie Lawler. How would you describe how this past year has turned out to be for yourself, despite everything that's going around?
It's been an amazing year. I mean, especially with the climate that our world is in right now with the whole virus and that kind of thing. 2020 has been a great year for me. I mean, I wish it was a better year for a lot of people, but at the end of the day, I have no complaints with how 2020 has played out for me.
So with your last win, you edged one step closer to surpassing GSP's record. Could you tell us a little bit of what your mindset is and what your goal is coming into this new year and being such a vital part of this tag division?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's just kind of head down to get the work kind of thing. I mean, I know there's a lot of people who suggest like, hey, maybe you need to be more vocal and ask for this and ask for that. But for me, it's just that I need to get back to that grind or that attitude that got me here in the first place. And that's kind of keep my mouth shut, head down, and outworking everyone in my division. So that's exactly what I intend on doing in 2021. And it all starts with Mike Chiesa.
So now you were scheduled to compete in the co-main event of this card initially, but then the initial main event was Leon Edwards versus Khamzat Chimaev. Those two are now scheduled to fight on March, I believe. Would you possibly be interested in fighting any of those guys down the road?
With the climate that we're in right now, I mean, I'm definitely ready for anyone. I mean, if I end up fighting Mike Chiesa in January and Leon Edwards in March, I'm definitely ready for that. So I'm not going to put anything too far ahead. Right now, I'm definitely focused on Mike Chiesa, but if something opens up down the road to fight Leon Edwards, I'm 100% jumping on it.
Okay, and just before I let you go, I believe this is your first time on the Fight Island. I just wanted to get your experience on the island so far in general and what the hospitality has been like so far.
The island itself is great. I mean, especially the hotel, they've been taking great care of us. They've been making us very comfortable with what we have, but not being able to explore the island fully and being kind of secluded or locked down just to the hotel, it's kind of boring. But overall, it's been the hotel has been a great host. They did the best they could for the circumstance we're put on right now. So it's been an amazing trip thus far. Even though I'm not able to go outside of certain ranges around the hotel.
Well, I wish you all the best for your fight midweek, and I look forward to the fight itself.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
We'll take our next set of questions from Gabriel Gonzalez with Stateside Press.
Hello, Neil. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
I was wondering, can you walk me through the turn of events, getting the call that Edwards and Hamzat was off and that you were going to be, promoted to the main event, 2 more rounds, etc.?
Honestly, it was kind of all up in the air. I mean, ever since December or late November, December timeframe, there was an idea of like, hey, maybe we'll have Neil be a backup for Leon versus Kamzat kind of thing. So I was kind of in my mind and physically already training for 5 rounds. And then just a series of events that started taking place. I mean, the fight fell through for December 19th. They decided to reschedule it for January 20th. And it fell through yet again. So at that point, I was in a position where I was like, okay, I either start campaigning to fight Leon Edwards or I just keep my fight with Mike Chiesa and see what happens then. I chose to not campaign for the fight with Leon Edwards and just stick with the fight with Mike Chiesa. Because I didn't want for one of us to lose out an opportunity to try to cater to Leon Edwards. So I just decided to stick with the fight that I have and make the best of it.
What kind of stuff do you do when I guess not the adjustment 3 to 5, but I guess, when you have all of that up in the air, how do you focus on your training and everything? Because at first you're thinking about maybe being a backup, but then you might have your own opponent. So how do you sort all that out in training?
So at the end of the day, I think that actually helped me because when it comes down to this fight with Mike Chiesa, it's to be less about what he does or less about what he's capable of, but more about what I'm going to go out there and do. So it's about my output, my pace, my fight, and being able to prepare for this fight with that mindset. It kind of helped me. I mean, I was in a position where I was juggling the possibility of fighting 3 guys from 3 rounds to 5 rounds. So during my training camp early on, I was kind of just up in the air with whom I was training with and that kind of thing. Once I got the contract and Chiesa was locked in, my coaches and I made the shift. We got the best training partners we can find in order to give me the best looks for Mike Chiesa, and I feel like I'm 100% ready and prepared to go out there and dominate.
My final question, a lot of people were very hyped about Kevin Holland last year, fighting 5 times. You're a guy who tends to keep that kind of schedule, though. Typically, Neil, can I ask, this is obviously happening early January. Is that one of your goals? Do you want to see if you can hit that 5 or 6 fights a year mark in 2021?
Yeah, I mean, I like the way you think. I mean, the fact that I'm one of 3 guys that to do it, including Kevin Holland and Roger Huerta, I'm definitely excited to and it's this competitive side of me, like, hey, you know what? Can we do it? Make it 6? And fighting in early January, it definitely gives you an opportunity to go out there and do just that. I mean, my division is kind of up in the air right now as far as how the next couple of fights in the top 5 are going to play out. So if I need to fight number 7 through 1 to get my title shot, I'm ready and able to do that. And 2021 is definitely a year I can get that done.
Hey, thank you, Neil. Good luck.
Thank you.
We'll take our next set of questions from Cote Cruz with For the Win podcast.
Cool.
Hello, Neil. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Fantastic. Thank you for your time, sir. Well, Dana said that both of you were deserving of this main event spot. Do you think this has an extra effect on the way you and Michael approach this fight? Does it work as extra motivation to get a nod from the boss?
No, at the end of the day, I mean, it's no mystery how he fights or how I fight. I mean, we both are 7 to 8 year veterans with the company at this point, so there's definitely no surprise to how either one of us fight. The fact that it's going to be 2 extra rounds, I feel like just plays into both of our skill sets and game plans. So it's going to really come down to being who wants it the most and who's the better conditioned athlete.
Well, in that regard, your gas tank is undeniable. You even threw your name in the hat for a short notice fight, 5-rounder back in December. Do you think this will play as an advantage for you against Chiesa?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we're facing an advantage against anyone. It's just the team that I have around me. I mean, I have the best training partners, the best coaches, and we just have a great environment. So whether it's Mike Chiesa or Gilbert Burns, whomever is standing across the cage from me, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to dominate.
Well, who do you think is the best grappler between you two, between you and Mike?
I guess we'll have to find out. I mean, at this point, I definitely believe I am, but when Wednesday rolls around, we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah, that's something I look forward to see. I heard you were looking to cause some sort of identity crisis on Mike Chiesa by applying a relentless pace during the fight to rough him up in a way that he misses the desk and the commentating gig. Is this the game plan for your fight? Heavy, intense pace and a great output against him?
100%. I mean, that's my game plan every single time, to get out there and just get in my opponent's face. So against Mike Chiesa, it's going to be no different. I mean, the only difference is he's kind of a nice guy, so it's kind of hard for me to kind of talk crap, so to speak, to get myself hyped up. So I have to find a way to motivate myself. And the way I've been doing that is to just set the bar high for myself. Let myself know what's expected of me to go out there and get it done.
What do you think a win over Chiesa would do for your career at this stage?
At this point in my career and with rankings and that kind of thing, I definitely feel a dominant win over Mike Chiesa puts him right there, knocking at the door of the top 5 of my division.
Well, I'm going to shift gears for a while now. Your teammate Drew Dover has a big fight coming up against Islam Makhachev. How do you see that one playing out?
Great. As that fight working out great for Drew Dover. I mean, the crazy thing about Drew is he's been preparing so well to face guys who are strong grapplers since his fight with Daniel Vanille. And I think a lot of people are being surprised to see how well Drew handles his next fight.
How's working with Tiki Gossin as your manager? Do you think it's an advantage to be managed by a former fighter?
So far it's been working out great. I mean, he has a pretty good relationship with UFC, myself as well. So work with a guy that kind of knows his way around the ring, so to speak, has been working out great for me.
Final question from me. What are your goals for 2021 after such a hectic and difficult 2020?
Champion. That's literally my mindset for 2021. I mean, the goal for this sport, for my career, is to go out there and become a UFC champion. So the 2021 is the year to make it happen for me. I'm doing everything with my power to get it done.
Well, I'm really hoping to see you fight. Best of luck on your fight, sir. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
We'll take our last set of questions from Jordan Ellis with Low Kick MMA.
Hi Neil, I just want to get your thoughts on Chiesa's run at welterweight. Obviously, he's pretty new to the division. 3 fights, 3 wins. What have you made of his run at 170?
The guy's doing great so far. He's currently undefeated in division. We had 2 similar opponents. He finished one guy who I fought and couldn't finish, and he beat the other guy who beat me. So his skill sets is definitely there. His ability to hang with the guys at welterweight is definitely there. So I'm definitely up and ready for the challenge at this point.
And in terms of size, do you think he's well matched for this division? Obviously, you're one of the bigger guys at 170. How do you think he stacks up against, the top tier guys?
I think he does great. I mean, surprisingly, a lot of these guys who fight at 155, they're bigger than some of the welterweights. And with Mike Chiesa, I think it's no different. I mean, the guy gets over 200 pounds where I have to struggle to maintain weight throughout training camp. So as far as size is concerned, I definitely feel like he's able to hang with some of the biggest guys in the division.
And I just want to go back to last year. There was a moment where Khamzat Chimaev was calling out everyone in the division, and no one really seemed to be putting the hand up besides you. And then it seems like the fight that's destined to be, and for some reason it doesn't happen. Can you just talk us through, what happened there and why you weren't the guy who got the call to fight Khamzat and Liam was the one who ended up with it?
I'm not saying I have all the answers, but if it looks like a duck, sounds like it's probably a duck. I mean, this guy goes on every opportunity and says he's willing to fight everyone. And every opportunity I threw my name in the hat, and he was like, anyone else, not Neil, anyone else. So he got his way. So I'm not going to necessarily say it's intimidation or fear or anything like that, but it kind of looks like a duck to me.
Yeah, because from us outside, you could kind of understand that, maybe Edwards is more capable of carrying a main event, but then obviously the UFC think you're capable of carrying a main event as well. So it's not that. Is it just you think it's all down to the fighter and not on the UFC side of things?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, to be honest with, if I'm being honest with myself and everything else like that, I mean, the guy works with a great manager. I mean, Ali's not going to let his guys go out there and take any unnecessary risk. And if I'm being honest, that's exactly what it was for Khamzat. He's like a golden egg right now. So to go out there and get that thing shattered against me is something that his manager doesn't want. So if he can take a risk against a guy who's ranked a little bit higher, then 100%, why wouldn't you? I mean, I can't fault the guy for that.
Okay, well, thanks for asking me questions. Good luck with fight night.
Cool, appreciate it. Thank you.
That's all we have for you today, Neil. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks so much.